Katy Perry said, I kissed a girl. I don't think lesbians all wear cherry chapstick as a default.
Certainly not cherry.
Hearts gather round. It's Delta Work, and I want you all to check out Courtney Act's new show, R&R, where she tackles the world's biggest issues with some amazing guests. It's a new mom show, and it's all sponsored by Factor. Get started at factormeals.com/Courtney50off and use code Courtney50off to get 50% off plus free shipping on your first box.
Oh.
Mom!
Our season has arrived.
Let's party! Let's celebrate!
Oh my God, are you gay like me?
Very gay!
Not just gay, LGBTQIA.
Honey!
Are you an ally?
Very ally!
You don't mind when a bitch poses nasty. Homosexual, homosexualis, homosexualidad, creature, yes God, slay mama, the house down boots. Is it giving, daughter? Because I am ready to give what's meant to be given.
Mother!
Oh, sick. I'm Delta Work, a living, breathing woman, and you are watching Very Delta.
Slay, bitch!
Today's guest has had her finger on the pulse of queer nightlife for years. It's the one and only Brynn Taylor.
Hi. Thank
Hi.
you so much for having me.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you. Oh my
Now,
gosh.
we have to preface this by saying that Brynn got here very early, was ready to go, call time, perfect hair, everything, makeup, and brought me these gorgeous flowers that are back here.
You needed pussy willows in your life. Don't act
Right.
like you don't. So
Right.
it's
I mean,
pride.
who doesn't? It is pride. These are all references. Pussy willow, pussy for a million reasons.
A million reasons.
But then pussy willows is succinct. It's
Thank-
specific.
See, and
Yeah.
I don't see a pussy willow in sight, so good
No.
thing I came.
We have none. We have none. It takes a woman to really point these things out.
Thank you. It takes a lesbian to point these things out. Again, on time, showed up with a gift. Let's go. We're here.
I tell people all the time you have to believe in and rely on lesbians because lesbians know.
I'm not going to argue with you. You're right. And I think that we just care. We
Yeah.
care about all people.
Yeah.
And we're here to help.
Yeah.
And we kind of, I would say we have it together, but we'll say most lesbians have it together. So
I think most do. I mean, this is Pride season, obviously.
Mhm.
And there's so many things to talk about when it comes to Pride. And I hate to go to like this weird place immediately. But when I think
Go
of
there.
lesbians, I always think of, oh my God, I totally just burped, Doug. Did you catch it?
It sounded like a f***ing frog.
Oh my God.
That's what you think of when you think of lesbians?
I think of frogs.
I think of frogs and
Um,
belching frogs.
But it's Pride season, and I always, when I think of lesbians
Mm-hmm.
specifically, it takes me immediately back to the 90s. And I think of during the AIDS epidemic,
Mhm.
as a teenager, hearing about it, learning about it, listening, not really knowing, because, we had no social media. So your
Right.
resources were just the news. And that's where you would hear that who was carrying gay men through the entire epidemic but lesbians.
I feel like that's a natural place for lesbians to be. And again, we would do it if it was us.
Mhm.
So I feel like being able to move forward in life like that is just something everybody should get on that level. But
Yeah.
if you need a lesbian to do it, just find a lesbian. Everybody needs a lesbian. But
Yeah.
you're right, though. We're all a community. We're all people together. And treating people as if that was you is kind of the only way.
There's a reason why the L in our community is always lesbians first.
That's
I'm just saying there's a reason for that.
Oh, I appreciate that. On
Yeah.
behalf of all lesbians, appreciate that. Because
Yeah.
sometimes we're always making sure that everybody else is taken care of.
Right.
And, even in some spaces that we're in, party-wise, nightlife-wise, etc., sometimes the lesbians just don't get kind of the equal treatment that everybody's hoping to get. So
Mhm.
again, trying to lead from that space and ask for it.
For
But,
sure.
yeah, I like when the L's first. I know we've been changing around some letters lately and things like that. I think that that's interesting. But just happy to be a letter,
Oh, totally, totally. And I think, those of us that have been kicking around for a while fully hold the space for the umbrella to get as big as it needs to be to protect
Yeah.
as many people. But at the same time, a representation for everyone, I think
Mhm.
is so, so important. You have just carved out this niche as just the known DJ, not just in West Hollywood, but everywhere. Tell us about your interest in music.
You're so sweet. Thank you for saying that. I taught myself how to DJ way back in the 1900s, and I went to college and said, this is fun, but what would be more fun is not going to class and learning how all of these little things work. So I just ordered 2 turntables, a mixer, and sat there and taught myself. And I mostly learned on Beastie Boys Intergalactic, and just there's a part that's Beastie Boys known to let the beat drop, and I would just learn how to beat juggle by drop, drop, drop. And that's kind of how I just taught myself. There was a little sampler on there. That was a new thing. And it was like, oh, how does all this work? And when I moved out to Los Angeles in 2005, I was like, I don't know if I'm going to DJ. I'd already DJ'd some cute little nightclubs. I'm originally from Nebraska. And so when I came out here, I was like, I don't know if I want to DJ. I don't know. And went out, as you do, in West Hollywood. And I was just out, and I had been talking to somebody who was a promoter that I didn't realize. And I had mentioned, oh, yeah, I used to DJ. And she's like, well, do you have a CD? It's like, yeah, because we had CDs back then. And I said, oh, yeah, I've got a CD. And just that was the end of it. Was, oh my gosh, you must do a night here. And then before I knew it, I was doing a lot of West Hollywood. And what I'm doing isn't really playing music. I feel like I'm managing energy.
Right.
And so when people hear something, they go, oh, I have such a great memory of this. Then we're already in a space where we're taking whatever happened with your day before. You're going to show up and we're going to take it and just raise it up a little bit. And that's just, it's such a wonderful job. And I'm so grateful for it, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah. I just feel like it's such an interesting, I don't think people quite understand that the life of a DJ and a go-go dancer, a bartender, a drag entertainer, they intersect so beautifully.
You're so right.
And I think, we were talking off camera about recently you doing some corporate events. And, our lives are sprinkled with corporate events here and there.
Sure.
And then we have those times where we don't have a corporate event. We don't have something that's televised. It could just be a good old-fashioned Thursday night somewhere. And a handful of people come in, and that's sort of your bread and butter, the ones that connect the other gigs. But sometimes those are the most fun nights because you realize, like, people are just coming in to blow off steam.
Oh, yeah.
They've had too much. And you talk about this managing the energy. It really is that.
Yeah. And I really like the whole, getting to see a crowd and see what everybody's doing. All the way from the go-go boys, all the way down to bartenders, everybody. When people start kind of doing this and you can kind of see it and you can kind of feel it, it's like, okay, now we're going. And that's what we're doing. And you're right. Just a random in-between gig they're really fun to do still. Right. It doesn't matter how old you are or how long you've been doing your craft. That stuff is fun.
Right.
Yeah.
It is so fun. And especially now more than ever. Like now is really a time where I think we can both agree that we never thought in 2025 we would be where we are. Like, I just thought we would be worlds further than this.
Absolutely. I thought we would have cars that like fly and we would be right, like Fifth Element style. I thought we would be in that kind of space by now.
When you're driving somewhere, whether it's like a long trip or a short trip, and you like just feel like singing at the top of your lungs. What are your songs? What are like a handful of songs that you can just sing?
Such a good question.
Loud.
If I'm by myself, it's probably looking like 2000s divas. It's looking like 80s music. It's looking Britney Spears. It's looking girl group, probably some boy bands, and just things that are almost like guilty pleasure. I like cheesy things too. Like, where you're like, that might be embarrassing. I'm like, let's do that. Like, NSYNC, Backstreet Boys, all of that kind of stuff. It's just so cheesy, so good. I'm sorry, and no disrespect, not cheesy and like I don't know how to say that better, but it's just like
no. I think people know what you mean.
Like
I think people know what you mean. It's the feel good.
It's feel good for
it really
sure,
does.
and it's just like they were feeling it. So you're like, well, how could I not?
Yeah.
But yeah, if you were in the car with me, I feel like, maybe 90s clubby kind of stuff, potentially. What do you think? What do you like to
I will
listen
tell
to?
you, recently, I find myself repeating the same song over and over and over. And lately, It's What a Girl Wants by Christina Aguilera.
Oh my gosh,
which
really?
is the song. I find myself
Yes.
almost acting through the song. Like
You better.
I'll be in the window and then like I'll make sure no one's around and then I give you the breakdown, like the dance.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely.
You have to. And then if somebody pulls up, you're like, oh no, I was just looking in here.
No, I'm
sorry,
just.
I was leaning.
Oh, see, that's the difference between you and I is I don't care. I will go into full out the worst Janet Jackson if choreography you've ever seen and just try and go for it and be like, hey, you? No, like, I don't care.
Right, right.
The car's great too. Like, just you get to let loose. That's your own land. It's like the shower that moves and no one gets,
Well, some people do. You know, I just learned that my neck, my back just turned, I think, 25 years old, 20 years old, maybe 20. And I just think to myself, like, the time is flying in such a weird way. I mean, you've been here in LA doing this now, going into your second decade.
Yeah, it's been 20 years. Isn't that wild?
Yeah. Because it doesn't feel like it when you think about it. But then when you look back, when someone reminds you of something, you're like, oh, wait, we did do that. Oh, that did happen.
Oh, yeah. When it started to be, I remember even just switching from 80s nights because that was so retro to 90s nights. And I was like, stop it. What are we doing? And then it was like, oh my gosh, we're already on 2000s. And it's crazy to think about music like that, let alone just being like living life.
Yeah.
And so you have all these attachments to all of those songs. And it's like, oh my God, I can't believe it's 2025.
I was in a dressing room with a go-go dancer who
Go
came
on.
into the dressing room and he was dancing. He was having a good time. He goes, I love this song. Have you heard this song before? And I said, oh, girl, I love this song too. He's like, yeah, her name's Madonna. I'm going to look her up. And I thought, but why would they know if they're just babies?
There's so much music now in the past few years that are all samples of other tracks. And it's crazy because even when like Snoop Dogg came out, that was all George and the Parliament tracks. Like so we're recycling, at least we're recycling some good music right now.
Right.
But yeah, it is so wild to just go, oh my God, that was 20 years ago. That is nuts.
Mind blowing that it moves that fast.
Yeah, it's great.
I love that. Let's take a break. Let's take a look at some very Delta art. We are back with DJ Brynn Taylor. Now, what would you say is like your gay anthem?
Oh God, I don't even know where to start.
Well, you know what it is that sometimes it doesn't even have to be like, it doesn't have to have the words of pride. Some songs just feel like pride. You know that feeling of 10 o'clock in the morning, 8 o'clock in the morning. That's the perfect time. And you get to the parade route, right? And it's freezing and it's overcast and everyone's like, oh, it's going to be so cold today. And you already know, baby, this is going to burn off. You've got no idea. But there's a feeling in the air and you're watching cheerleaders do something over here and you're watching go-go dancers oil up and you're watching, of course, Dykes on Bikes, which
of course,
legendary.
Oh my God, of course.
There's just a feeling where you listen to songs and you go, this feels like pride. Like, I know it doesn't say pride in it. It doesn't have to.
No, it doesn't have to. No, I had a wonderful experience working with Diane Warren a couple of years ago. She was one of the grand marshals for LA Pride. And just every single song that went into that set for her is just an anthem. Anything Cher whatsoever, anthem. All of those feel good, like, you know, the chords are all kind of uplifting, but I'm Coming Out will be a staple forever. Oh God, it's so good.
Do you sing I'm Coming Out when you buy California Scratchers?
No, you did the research. What do you mean?
I mean, do you buy a scratcher or do you just
I don't know if I'm allowed
you
to
just
buy
work for the
scratchers now.
company?
That's so funny. Thank you. You know what? When I was growing up, there were very few female DJs. I'd never seen them on TV. I had seen two. One was Shorty and one was Kimberly S. And she was in an episode of Charmed. And I said, I want to do that.
Oh, that's so
That
cool.
is definitely what I
a
want to
cool
do.
reference time period.
Oh,
like,
right. Oh my God. And I was
Mhm.
this little girl in Nebraska watching TV being like, oh, I want to do that someday. And anyway, so when these opportunities have kind of come up in the past couple of years to do like some commercial work and stuff, I was like, well, I'm going to take it. And I had a call about the California lottery and they wanted specific like age range wise where it was like 35 to 50 female DJ. I'm like, that never happens.
Right.
Oh my God, I'm going to go book that. And I had like a day to do it. I had to send in a self-tape, get a call back, go in, DJ on pretend DJ table. It was like just a card table. And they were like, okay, now be cool. I'm like, what's that mean? Okay.
Well, how do you do? What's being cool?
I mean, you tell me, queen
you
of cool.
tell me.
I had some coaching. Let's just start there. I was just like, okay, I'm pretending. We're pretending. Clearly I must have headphones and we're doing things and there's things here. And he's like, look at the camera and just be cool. And I was like, he's like, not like that, not like that. Be cool.
Wait,
Like,
what?
it was just
How was
dumb. It was so dumb. I was like, yeah. And he's like, well,
Ew,
point. It was
Brynn.
so cringy. He's like, point to the camera. And I was like, oh, yeah. And then I'm like, oh, okay. Because all the clients are there and they're doing their own thing. So I'm just kind of, yeah, we're fist pumping. But nobody. Yeah. So then it was just.
Did you have any lines where you like, this is for my bitches? And were you like this?
Yep, I was like, these are for my house.
These are for my
this is for my house. No, I had.
Where my girls at?
That's right, from the
Right.
front, the back.
Right.
So then, yes, my dinner party where I noticed turntables and have to go scratch. It was cute though. It was so fun. They had some dancers. All of us still stay in touch. It was such a cute little moment, and I was like, oh, I got to do a national commercial. And it was
Yeah.
so awesome. I'm still holding for that, so maybe we'll see it again. But yeah.
That's so exciting.
Oh gosh,
I love
thank
that.
you. I do want to get scratchers, but I have a feeling that I don't know if I'm qualified. I don't know if they'll let me win if I actually win.
You
They'll
think
probably
that there would be a thing?
I don't know. Should
There
we find
could
out?
be.
Let's find out. Let's get a scratcher today.
Yeah.
Today could be the day.
I always think that, but then I don't know. You can't get in line behind people who are very into scratchers and all that stuff because once you're in line, they are so serious.
Oh, absolutely. I tried to talk to a guy in the gas station. I went in and was paying for gas and he was doing scratchers and he was just into it. And I was like, that's going to be a winner. Just be whatever. I'm just trying to give good energy. And he was like, yeah. Oh, okay.
Wow.
Well,
Thanks.
okay. Yeah. So I haven't had the guts to go buy one yet, but I
Right.
think today could be the day.
And I do think when people are like, oh, it's the Mega Millions, it's going to be $300 zillion. Get it?
Yep.
I'm like, I don't need that much. I want can I get 2 million?
Can I just get, cool 2 million? I'll share it
Right.
with some people that I like and
Right.
some people probably that I don't.
That's all I want.
That's it. You don't need $2
Right.
bajillion dollars.
What would you do if you won that? Like zillions and zillions of dollars?
Well, I would be a politician.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I would. What would I do? I would definitely take a huge portion of that and distribute it to places that actually need it and
Mhm.
people and communities that need that. 100%. I know that's kind of the boring answer, but that is absolutely what I would do with it. I
Mhm.
don't know why billionaires don't do that. There's so many people who need help and it's like wouldn't even notice.
That's what I always think. You
Yeah.
would never even notice.
Nope. And you have a bazillion. Now I'm down
Right.
to a gazillion. I don't know which one's more. But
Right.
you would notice.
I always think people are like, oh, you have to invest it. And as somebody who isn't really from a family that had the opportunity to invest a lot of
Uh-huh.
things, there's still part of me kicking 50 in the ass that's like, if I got all that money, I'd probably buy a vending machine and I could make and I shared that with somebody and they were like, a what? With $1 million? And I'm like, you could make a lot of money off that. And they were like, girl, think big. And I'm like, that is big because in my mind, I'm like, I just want like a house payment covered every month. Like
Period.
I'm great
Yep.
with that.
Mhm.
I would love to be able to have everyone over and, I don't know, have an amazing dinner once a month with like
Yes.
everybody that wants to come can come.
That's right. I think that's great. Yes.
But then I'm also like such a fan of looking at Victorian homes that I'm like, ooh, it would be cool to buy like an old beat up Victorian home and then learn how to restore everything.
Really?
That would be so fun.
Oh, absolutely.
I wouldn't do any of it. I would
well,
just
you would-
watch.
Well,
but
that's right.
yeah.
You
Well,
do it
you're
the
a
smart
lesbian,
way.
so you should know how to do that.
I would do it for
It's
you.
your responsibility.
I would.
Do you know how to use a hammer?
Who?
A hammer? When I drove here today, oh my gosh, when I drove here today, I put the blinker on and it went click, 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 like really fast. And I was like, why is that so fast? And it said, check
it out?
rear, whatever. And of course, in my mind, I'm like, they're going to impound the car. They're going to stop me. They're going to impound the car. I don't know what I'm going to do. And I don't know. What do you go to the dealer and have them do that? Do you do it yourself?
I love that you're asking me. I go
What
to the
would you
dealer
do?
to do everything.
Yeah, I'm not touching it.
I feel like I'm in this lesbian world that I live in. I also feel like there are some things that I love outsourcing to men. You want to do that? You do that. Thank you so much. I have actually a wonderful mechanic that I'm just like, I don't know what this is.
Yeah.
Can you fix this? What a wonderful like trust building place that we're in. But at the same time, there's very few people do that. Don't do that yourself. Don't even do an oil change yourself.
No,
God,
no. Well, even when I drove in, I thought to myself, like, I should be good today. I should behave today. I should be good because my producer, Doug, is a top. And so
get real.
I think to myself,
I'm just kidding, Doug.
You heard
just
her.
Joking, Doug.
You heard the purse fall out when she started. So I thought to myself, maybe she knows how I can get this light fixed. So if I'm good, maybe she'll be like, oh, I know how to do that. I don't think she does. But I figure if she's a top, it's kind of her responsibility in a way. You know what I mean?
Yes, but I also think that regardless, she can work her way around a blinker. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like all it is just going too fast. Sounds like a problem with slowing it down.
That's true.
You got to replace it. That sounds like an errand. I don't think that's.
I think I could just get rid of the car.
You could, just as long as you don't get rid of Doug.
Oh, I would never get rid of Doug. Never, we can't get rid of Doug. So we were talking about like pride songs. But before I go on to this, what's a dance floor banger? Like everyone's just always going to go up when you throw that on.
Gosh.
It's mood. I know it's mood, so it
mood,
could change.
Right. And it's always very dependent on the songs that came before it and what song you're going to go with after.
Okay.
But I'm Out of Love is such, every time I play that, it just builds and oh my God, that's the one. That's the one for me. Every time.
We were talking about brunch earlier. You mentioned like a brunch show. And I feel like brunches have their own moods depending upon where they are.
Mm-hmm.
So you would see like a brunch at the Abbey. Mm-hmm. You know who's going to the Abbey. You know, you're going to get a really good cross-section of the queer community that's coming there. And they know what drag is.
Sure. But
if you go to other places, sometimes the brunch is mostly cis hetero people.
Mm-hmm.
And so you realize as an entertainer, I don't know if you notice this as a DJ, but I notice as an entertainer, like I'm here as color for their party.
Absolutely.
And you need to do somebody better be doing Man, I Feel Like a Woman or else.
Or yeah, else I know.
They need to see it. They want to kick the door down when they hear Let's Go Girls, you know?
Yes, they do. Yep, you're right.
It's a real thing. And so you just have to know the audience.
Yeah, like if you are enveloped in straight white men, okay, who are, we'll say 50 plus, it is 100% Van Halen, period. And it's a whole different party. But it's like they need to get it out of their system. And same thing when you are full of, like you said, we've just got a whole bunch of different types of people in there. But you feel like you have to kind of cater to more of a straight crowd at what is a traditionally queer brunch. I think that they really need permission and they look to the performers specifically too to get that permission. But as a DJ, it's very much like, I guess, what you might consider more of a wedding playlist. That always.
Well, and it also matters if there are colored bob wigs.
Oh, and if they're all wearing
and
colored bob,
they all have to have them.
Yep. Or
they all have to have them.
Yes, they do. Bless their hearts.
Dick necklaces.
Don't even know. Yes,
They love it. They love it.
They love it too much. It's a concern for me. But
It
I will
is.
still cater to them. We'll play Genuine Pony and see what happens. And that's brunch.
Not a remix though.
Nope, the original.
It's too far.
That's the
It's
original.
too far.
Oh, absolutely, it's too far. But it's like 70 beats per minute. It shouldn't even be allowed. But they will take those cocktails and those wigs and get down to Genuine.
And then they'll look at the drag queens and go, "I'm going to take your wig. I want to wear it."
Oh, I'm just like you.
Or they'll say,
God,
I should let you do my makeup. You know, I've been waiting all day to do your makeup. That's what I really want to do.
That is horrifying.
I really just wanted, I came here, or they'll go, "Do you do your own makeup?" No, I go to the Clinique counter every day.
Every
and they do it
single
for me.
day. They love me there. Oh
Mhm.
my gosh, I'm so blessed.
I feel so good when I go there. I do this because it makes me
Rude.
feel so good.
You know, the DJ equivalent of that is, you know what would make people dance?
Oh, God.
You know what would
no.
really make people move? Oh my God. Yes, it's so awful. And I have come up with so many things over the years, I'm sure you have too, where you just can't hear somebody. Like for me, I don't even need headphones to DJ anymore, but I'm just like, wow, sorry, hold on.
Oh, my
I'm
God.
so sorry. And hopefully because they have been drinking, or even if they haven't been drinking, they just get tired of waiting. And I just hope that they go away.
Do they ever come up and go, it's my friend's birthday?
100% all the time, every day.
Out.
Yes. And I love when they tell me what I need to do for my job, because sometimes I just don't know. And thank you for the guidance.
And you know what? Especially now, this is our season. Stop
Thank
doing
you.
stop.
You're above that.
Yeah,
Don't be-
you're not getting a birthday shout out. Knock it
No,
off.
no.
Go to BJ's and try to go get a free Pizookie or
Get
something.
a Pizookie. Go to Olive Garden. Someone will sing you happy birthday somewhere.
What about setting their drinks on your booth?
That's my favorite. Oh,
Yeah,
I love that. I
that's
wish more
fine. This
people would
isn't
do that.
equipment or anything.
Absolutely. There's nothing that could
Right.
electrify.
Actually, pour
anything.
it if you would.
Oh. No,
Yeah.
I've had some decent DJ horror stories just of people who, again, think that they're helping, or that I'm, just there to take their drinks or whatever. I had somebody who I didn't play a song that she had requested in the apparent amount of time that she thought that it should have happened. Like she requested a Britney Spears song, and I remember I had just played Britney Spears 3. So this was back at 11 when it was before Flaming Saddles. And this girl, she was like there trying to impress another girl. And she was like, "Oh, hey, play." I can't remember what she said. Some Britney Spears song. And I was like, "Oh, I just played another Britney Spears song. So give me a couple of minutes and I'll get to it." So she apparently thought that 6 minutes was too long to wait. And at the booth, they used to have this little glass sliding door that was in the front of the booth, but the door was over here. And so they've left it open sometimes. And she just reached in, because she was a musician, and grabbed 2 RCAs out of the back. All the music shut off.
No.
Absolutely. And I got on the microphone because this was one of the, what was it? Like Fresh Fridays or something, right? And it was all men. And I was like, "Hi, please don't be upset with the lesbians, but those lesbians are bad lesbians." And I was like, "What?" A friend of mine who was in the booth with me, she goes, "That girl just pulled out the cables." I was like, "You have got to be kidding me." And so I knew enough to plug them back in, and we had music right away. But the depths people will go to for their disappointment in music or entertainment is wild. It's just,
wow.
Yeah, like you literally shut off all the music because I didn't play your song that fast.
The entitlement.
It's so much, right?
You know what I wish? I wish she had found her way up to that like second level.
Oh, yeah.
Where you can look down and there's no like thing.
that.
And I wish she had just tested it to see what would happen if she jumped off.
You know what?
Wouldn't that
Luckily,
be
she
nice?
found her way right to the police that were waiting outside.
Oh, good.
Because she threw a drink
good.
at the manager. It was a whole thing. She was just not in the best of spirits.
Wow.
So she, I saw her at the end of the night, and she was being arrested. So that worked out, really.
She got what she wanted. She got all the attention she needed.
That's right.
Yeah.
With the support of the police.
I have a Pride playlist that I put together last year, and they were basically just songs I like to listen to.
I can't wait.
And I just realized something in this conversation that didn't dawn on me. I don't think I could ever be considered an actual DJ, not just because I don't know how to DJ, but because I didn't realize that these songs need to flow from one to the other.
Oh, that's tough. Yep.
I just threw them in a list and I was like, "Oh, these are the songs off the top of my head." Free by Funky Green Dogs.
Okay, big fan.
Is that a Pride song for you?
Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
People Hold On by Cold Cut featuring Lisa Stansfield.
Interesting. I'm not sure. Again, depends where it goes.
Okay.
Depends where it is.
Good Life by Inner City.
Okay, anything by Inner City, yes.
Is right.
Absolutely.
Love at First Sight by Kylie Minogue.
absolutely 100%. Can we please have more Kylie Minogue in all prides? Thank you.
I feel like that's one of those songs that maybe it doesn't say pride. It feels
Mhm.
like pride. Pride to me, whether you're partnered up with someone,
Mhm.
whether you've been married, whether you're single, whatever it is, it's such a time of love
Sure.
that you feel it. Like you feel young at Pride. I feel like is that weird to say?
No, why would that be weird? No, that's where you're supposed to feel young because you get to connect to your liberated self,
Right.
And that's when you're young, you don't have to worry about all those things like bills and
Right.
injustice and whatever. So,
Totally.
yes,
Totally. What about Feel What You Want by Christine W?
that's a great track, period. I like Christine W.
House of Love by RuPaul.
Of course.
I mean, I think I say this with so much respect to the music that people love. I'm one of those people when people say, "Oh, I don't like RuPaul music or whoever's music," I always think to myself, "Oh my God, there's nothing from the first few RuPaul albums that I don't love. It has that 90s feel."
100%. Okay. I feel like there are so many. First of all, Rue's not sitting there making the tracks, girl. Like,
Right,
not like sit
right.
back there being like, but at the same time, I mean, again, in no disrespect if that is actually happening, but I do know some of the people who do produce that music and it's fantastic music. Are you
It's
kidding me?
so
It's
good.
really, really good. And so, I think that you have to have definitely, I will play Supermodel like it's nobody's business.
Mhm.
Just because of everybody's attachment to that song.
Right.
So yeah, I think that
Yeah.
this is a great list.
I feel like Stupid Love feels like getting ready for the Pride Parade.
I think that's a wonderful track too. There are so many of her tracks specifically that are Pride playable for years and years and years and years. That's one of them. That's a good one.
I love that. Hard to Break by Kim Petras.
That is such a good song.
That's top of my lungs in the car.
Oh my God. That was the song. I remember making sure to play that as often as possible. Back in the Flaming Saddles days.
Okay.
That was, oh gosh, that was it's still such a great track.
A cut that a lot of people don't remember, but they need to remember is Freedom Dance by Vanessa Williams.
Oh my God. Yes. First of all, why do we not automatically think of more of her music career when we think Vanessa Williams?
Vanessa Williams, for me, is the pinnacle. Like, for me, I've had like a handful of interactions, one being entertaining at her daughter's party. And she was a guest judge on Drag Race. Vanessa Williams, and and I feel bad when I tag her and stuff because people will buy me Vanessa Williams collectible albums or this or that, and I'll post about them and I'll tag, and I just sometimes feel like she's probably like, girl, enough.
No.
But she always shares it and she's always kind.
Then she doesn't.
But I just gag
No,
all day
oh my
long.
God, that's so awesome.
when you're around, like you were talking about Alternate, when you're like, how am I right here?
Is this my life? Like,
How am I
seriously. Oh, keep tagging her. I'm sure she'll love it.
I love it. Oh my God, Touch Me All Night Long, Kathy Dennis. Hello, Kathy Dennis.
What else did Kathy Dennis do?
Well, Kathy Dennis wrote Toxic.
Get real.
Kathy Dennis writes like songs for pop singers, and she
Good
wrote
for
Toxic.
her.
That's why, you write a song, baby. People are like, how come you're not singing? Oh, baby, I'm writing.
I'm writing.
I'm writing.
Because I
Why
can
would I be
sit at home.
singing?
You could do all that singing stuff.
You sing it.
And you sing the out of it.
And I'll go to the bank like this.
That's right.
And I'll put the deposit slip.
And I'll sing it in my car.
And I'll sing it in my car.
This is a great list.
Okay, I'm glad to hear that.
There's not a whole lot of lesbian. I mean, I heard a couple in there. We could maybe.
Who should I add? What do I need?
It's funny
Ani?
because I don't know that there's
She
a whole lot of
doesn't
bangers.
fit. She doesn't fit.
She doesn't fit. She doesn't fit.
Corday?
No.
She doesn't fit.
Who can we fit in there because I'm trying to who are actually lesbians because nobody's a lesbian anymore. Even JoJo Siwa is now
She's
not a lesbian.
She said, I'm changing my letters.
Changing and let her. Bless her heart. I'm happy that she gets to do that
JoJo, do
very
your
easily.
thing.
That's right, girl. You know what? Come on,
fine.
lesbians / former lesbians from Omaha, Nebraska. It's fine.
Everything's fine.
Fletcher's not a lesbian, apparently. Like, I don't know. So we're gonna go with lesbian anthem-y women, okay? Kelly Clarkson, Since You've Been Gone. Pink, Alanis. Like, I know Alanis doesn't necessarily give pride, but you throw an Alanis song on, doesn't matter what it is, and you will have a gaggle of lesbians up at the front.
But let me ask you this, even though, because we talked about a couple of people that don't fit into the list.
Okay.
I've asked this of other friends who are lesbians, and maybe just because they're younger and it's not a thing. Are you a fan of the Indigo Girls?
I don't know that I would say a fan, but I do appreciate their music
Mhm.
for sure.
I'm such a fan, and whenever I mention that to people, like I have maybe like 3 friends that are like very immersed in it, and I'm
Mhm.
super in love with it, but I love folky music anyway.
Mhm.
So anyway, I always ask people like if
Yeah.
they're into it, and people are like, "No, I like it, but
Mhm.
I don't know that I know the library," you know.
But I think that is a very age specific
Mhm.
moment that,
I'm sorry, I'm old.
honey, you're not
I'm
that.
sorry,
That's
I'm
okay.
old.
You're like 4 years older than me. Do you
Sorry, I'm
realize
old.
that?
Oh, so you're 34?
Ish.
Let's take a break. Let's take a look at some very Delta art. We are back with DJ Brynn Taylor. Now, this is the part of the show we call Read Me Delta. People send in their letters, they have questions, they have queries, they need advice.
Queries. Oh, I like
Sometimes
that.
they have observations, and depending
Oh.
upon what their observation is, we just throw the letter in the trash.
Okay.
Because, people like to send in and say, well, I think you need, I want you,
You know
to,
what you should
need,
do.
but dot, 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 dot.
Okay, that sounds like
We're good.
scary foreshadowing, but I'm here for it.
Let's see. This is long. Why are there not cliff notes for these? Before we get to this, I'm just going to say, Very J, I think that I'll just read it. Let's go.
Okay.
All right.
All right. I'm nervous.
I'm nervous too. Dear
Okay.
Delta and phenomenal guest, what are your thoughts on people who are self-professed bad texters? I, like any sane person, hold the space for people who reply to non-urgent messages at their own pace and completely understand that sometimes we fully intend to reply to something and it just slips our mind. However, I do think there is a basic expectation to respond to questions and invitations within a reasonable time frame. I recently had a small birthday get-together with some friends, and after I posted photos from that night, my friend Jennifer reached out and let me know that she was hurt that she wasn't even invited. I told Jennifer that the last few times I've texted her asking to make plans, she's taken between 5 and 7 days to reply. And from that delay and the resulting difficulty in getting anything planned with her, I assumed she wasn't really interested in seeing me, and thus I didn't think she would want to attend my birthday party. She replied that she deeply values me as a close friend, but she's just a bad texter. Thinking on this, I feel that being habitually bad at texting is really not an excuse. And also, maybe it's childish, but if I'm texting someone back with relative promptness and they're taking days to reply each time, it makes me feel like they don't value my time or prioritize wanting to talk to me. But I also realize that maybe I'm just being too severe about this. Is texting etiquette very Delta? Thank you so much, Very J. What do you think about that?
Oh, Very J. I completely understand the frustration that you have with your friend not texting back at a timeline that you prefer. At the same time, I think that's what you need for friends, but you need to let them know that. So I think letting your friend know ahead of time, hey, you are dragging ass on these texts, and I need somebody that really gets it together. Otherwise, you're going to miss out on some important things in my life.
I love that.
That might be a nice way to just, you have all the information now, and then now that other person gets to make that decision.
Yeah.
That's my opinion. What do you think?
I agree with that 1,000,000%. I do think there are people that are scatterbrained.
Mhm.
I think there's people that have clinical reasons why it's hard for them to stay focused on something. So I think, Jay, I think you mentioned that you do hold the space for that.
Yeah.
But I think it's the way you explain that. I even think in this particular situation with the birthday party, there could be, hey, I know you say you're a bad texter, but I have a birthday party coming up. I'd love for you to be there. I am going to close that invitation list by this date.
Mm-hmm.
If I don't hear back from you, totally understand.
Yep.
Because I'm one of those people that will, especially if we're quick firing back and forth.
Yeah.
I might look at something and I'll go, oh God, totally. And I'll hang up, or I'll go, yeah, I think that'd be good.
Uh-huh.
And then I close the phone, or I type it and with emails, I type it and then I'm doing something else and I'm going, save that draft.
Mm-hmm.
And then I realize you never sent it. You just saved a draft.
Oh, that happens to me a lot. And I totally get it. I think that drives me crazy when people don't text back on my timeline.
Right.
But I think being like, hey, here's the information. I need to hear back by this time for something like that. Otherwise, then consequences.
Yes.
And that doesn't need to be, you can decide the consequences, Jay. If you want to, cut her out of your life, cut her out of your life. But that's going to be your choice that she agreed to too.
Jennifer, you don't want to go anyway.
Okay, Jennifer, act like
you know
want
what,
to go.
Jennifer? I heard about you.
Jennifer, Jay told us about you. Very Jay. And
you know what? Actually, now that I think about this, I think it might be Jennifer writing this letter. That's why Jennifer's very Jay. I think you're creating your own narrative here.
Jennifer's fighting with herself. This is inner work that you need to do, Jennifer.
Right.
Oh my gosh. I'll send you a bill, Jennifer. You're welcome for the free therapy.
I see you, very Jennifer. Lie to us.
Get together, Jennifer.
We've been around the block.
Come on now. That's right.
Hello, Delta and fierce esteemed guest. My question is, why do straight women pretend to be queer? As a lesbian, I have been tricked too many times by straight women, and I have destroyed my trust and heart over it. Why do they have so much nerve? Anyway, love you, L. Rose Work. Oh, L. Rose.
Oh,
W-E-R-K. What are people women pretending to be lesbians? People.
You know what? Honestly, I understand being experimental, but I think that you need to be upfront about that if you are pursuing a lesbian, because that is just the fault of lesbians so often.
Mm-hmm.
Like, for example, the whole we're just friends and we're just making out at this party. That's great. But then every time that I make out with my girlfriend, I get hoots and hollers that are not warranted. This is my, we're together. And then that gets kind of reduced down to, oh, well, you guys are just friends making out at a party. And it's like, what? Okay, that's fine. But I think straight women, just get on board. Decenter men from your life. Come on, be a lesbian. Try it out. Try it out for a while. Let the lesbians know who are already it's tough to be a lesbian sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
So respect that. Otherwise, you're just being a lame straight woman, and it's not cute. It's not cool. It doesn't make you edgy.
Yeah.
What makes you edgy is being like, I like women. The end. That makes you edgy. I like women, period. Own it. Live it.
Yeah.
If you're just going to go back to your boyfriend afterwards, then it's like, oh my God. Come on. Maybe there is some sort of test that we should be giving straight women ahead of time.
Yeah, that could be.
Do you like the Indigo Girls?
Yeah, is it a taste test? Maybe.
Yes.
Yeah, it could be. Well, it could be. I mean, you have to know.
I vote yes on
DNA
the taste test.
Well, here's the thing. I think, oh my God. As someone who is not a lesbian, but has...
Nobody's perfect.
Nobody's perfect.
That's right.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
I was born this way. I have an extensive group of lesbian friends, and I watch these behaviors that happen where, again, this, I'm just testing the waters or whatever. I think there are broken people who see maybe a maternal behavior from a woman that's more powerful. So they feel comforted, they feel protected, they feel like it's sort of filling in something. That coupled with Katy Perry said, I kissed a girl. But what happens is nobody, straight people don't really fetishize gay male sex, but lesbian sex is so fetishized.
It's too much.
And
Yeah.
again, I know a couple that I've known for a million years, and whenever they're out together on a date night at just a bar up the street from their house, it's, oh, you two just need a man. This looks like a party. I want to join this. And it's so disrespectful and it's so hurtful. And it's also extremely dangerous because that narrative moves into business. It moves into finance. It moves into walking down the street with your groceries.
That part, yes. And I'm sorry, I didn't realize this before in all of our friendship. You were already one of my favorite lesbians just hearing you talk like this. You were already
But
more
isn't it
qualified.
true?
Yes, it is true. It's crazy to be like, oh, you're just my good time for the weekend. You're just my experiment. Nobody wants to be a science experiment. Like it's too much. And you're right. It does go and trickle down to all of the things. Holding hands, having people yell things out the window at you. And it's like, well, we're just holding hands. We're not even being sexual. And people will sexualize lesbians so fast.
Right.
That it's really unfair. So if you are going to participate in that, straight women or anybody who wants to currently identify as a straight woman, if you're just know that that's what you're doing when you take advantage of these poor little lesbians.
Holding hands, making plans. Lucky for me that we understand what a girl wants, what a girl needs, what makes a girl happy. It'll set you free. You understand? It's true though. Oh my gosh, it's so true. I've experienced this recently with a friend, and this sort of like holding the carrot and pulling it back and holding it, and no, we're together. No, we're not really together. Well, we're together. It's like, well, what the is it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We've only got so much time.
No, exactly. And if you're taking your cues, just to circle back to this, from Katy Perry, I don't think Katy Perry kissed a girl. I don't think she ever kissed a girl. The way she talks about it is not doing it justice, that's for sure.
I don't think lesbians all wear cherry chapstick as a default.
Certainly not cherry.
No.
I don't even like chapstick. It's lipstick it's lipstick and gloss or nothing. I mean, it's not for me. But
It's not.
no, I just have naturally moist lips. Well, you know what it's like.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you
This
for
is so
having
fun.
me. Oh, I missed you so much. It's so great to see you.
Today on Very Delta, we learned that sometimes what a girl wants is just for you to match the mood. We'll see you next week, and until then, keep things very Delta. Very Delta is produced by Moguls of Media, aka Mom. Hosted by Delta Work. Produced and edited by Doug Robertson. Technical direction by Danielle Mitchell. With original theme music by Will Pitts. Media and design support by Stone Cold. And set design by Eris Sevilla. Executive produced by Alaska, Willem, Big Dipper, Camille Stennis, and Joe Cilio. Recorded at Forever Dog Productions.
Now, can you pretend you're DJing being really cool?
Yeah.
Oh my!
Can you just do it though?
Oh, bitch! It's so good, Doug.
So good. Okay.
Mom!
Watch Very Delta uncensored, ad-free, and a day early by subscribing to Mom Plus Gold. Sign up today at mompodcast.plus for premium content, including weekly episodes of more Very Delta.